Welcome to Advice Unfiltered with Tony Rodriguez and Christopher David. On today's episode, Matteo returns as we find out about the babysitter. Carlos finds out his date wants a sword fight. And tomorrow, I won't even remember your name. As always, Advice Unfiltered. I want to welcome everybody to Advice Unfiltered, episode 9. Yeah. With Tony Rodriguez and Christopher David. This is Advice Unfiltered.
So, interesting enough, this is how I always put the questions together. And I get a lot of...
Which I thank you for.
Hey, well, hey.
You're the man. So, without Tony, the questions would not be in order, and this would not be organized. So, shout out to Tony.
So, at some point, my wife was like, shouldn't you make him do it? And I was like, I can't because I try to keep a flow to what we're doing.
But not only that, but I wouldn't be any good at it. I don't have a computer.
Well, no, I meant him.
Oh, meant
you.
She's
like, just have him do it. And I go, but then it's hard because then you know how you don't want to give up control of something.
Yeah, dude.
And I'm like, I can't flow right now.
And no offense to your son, but
no, it's
he's 17, right? So our mindsets of what he thinks might be interesting in what we do,
we'd have
are a little disparaging.
All
our
questions would be about
there's
sex.
no offense. This is it'd be all about sex.
It'd be all about sex. Oh, we got another sex question in.
Right on. Right on.
So a couple companies reached out, and what happens is, just so you guys know, I never do this until we start doing the podcast. But there's always these companies that want us to hire them to, promote and all this stuff. And I'm always like, look, I've been in marketing for 20 years. We're just starting. And actually, to be honest with you, we're light years ahead of where I told you, where I thought, we would be, which is amazing.
For the podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a good way, a realistic way.
I think it's taking off pretty good. Thanks to you guys.
Thanks to everybody out here.
Thanks to you, the fans. Thank you very much.
So the company sent me notes today and said, if you went on to Spotify or Apple and went under health and fitness advice, we were number 2 on both on Spotify and on Amazon.
Wait, what?
So you know how you go to categories and you can search stuff?
Yeah.
So we were the number 2 podcast under health and fitness advice on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
No fucking way.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
No fucking way.
And then of course, my family is like, look, here's how much my family does.
All that means is not a lot of people watching that.
all it means is my family. You know when you tell somebody something and immediately instead of somebody going, oh, that's really awesome, that's really great, immediately everyone just pulls out their phone to see if you're bullshitting.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
did they do that?
Yeah. And guess what?
Is it?
It was.
Bullshit?
No, it was right. It was right. I think on his feed, I think we were 5.
Really?
But it doesn't matter. There's 500,000 podcasts.
This being in the top 10 is amazing.
There's 5 million.
Let alone top 3.
So just so you guys, awesome. This is how much we appreciate your support. There is 5 million podcasts in the world that have names on them and have at least an episode. There's 400,000 that actually post regularly. So for us to be on a podcast, it doesn't even matter. If we were in the top 50, it would be amazing.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, you were the number 2 health and fitness advice podcast.
It's mind-boggling, bro.
It's fucking awesome.
Congratulations, dude.
Fuck right.
Congratulations. That's fucking awesome, man. That's fucking awesome. Number 2 for men's is it men's health and fitness?
It was just health. It was
just health and fitness.
It was health fitness advice in the category.
That's pretty fucking amazing, man.
So,
number 2.
So we want to thank you guys because it's all you guys.
That's cool as shit. Yeah, thank you guys. That's
pretty cool.
That's pretty cool, bro. That's pretty cool. Thank you. Very much love.
Thank you guys.
Not congratulations to us. Congratulations to you.
Congratulations to you guys.
Yeah, you guys. This, again, it's never just about us. It's always about we change the world together. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah. So shout out to all you guys. It was really cool.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
you should have screenshot and sent it to me. I would love to see that.
I didn't know. I was literally doing this. Right, I fall in this habit of I do this, then I eat dinner and I get here. I wait till the last minute, which I shouldn't. But
eventually we won't have to, right?
Well, at some point, the reality of it is at some point you should get bigger. These things evolve and people will pull them for you. And who knows, I could probably have AI go through it. But I like going through it because sometimes we get these these questions that we would never ask. ... By the way, for all you guys, I'll give you a Matteo update today.
No, is it Matteo update? Oh, dude, you should have told me.
Update.
Wait. I think we should probably hold off on that because what we could do is tell people and let them know that we got a Matteo update. We should have freaking did a thing like we should have promoted that shit.
Well, we can. I've learned that we can when we push it out, that'll be our
be our advertisement. So let's just backtrack.
Backtrack
real quick, right? So we had a question from a young man. I'm assuming he's young, maybe not, maybe he's older. Didn't say an age, but he said that he got his babysitter pregnant.
And the way he wrote it, the question originally was, name something that you did that you didn't tell your parents about. So when we're reading the question, our understanding, to your point, was he had to be at least probably young, a teenager or something, right?
Right, when he got the babysitter pregnant.
Yes.
So then we had a bunch of questions. We wanted to know what happened, and we wanted to know.
We had a lot of questions.
Yeah, we wanted to know how it happened, and not details part, the physical part, but how they, what transpired. They communicated like that, right?
I wanted to know a lot.
And then freaking, we wanted to know if they had the kid.
Well,
what happened with the kid?
That was
right. That was the big thing, right? What happened to the kid?
Yes, and for you guys who don't know, the question was name something. And I think I said it. Name something that you didn't tell your parents about. So that was the whole question. And then he was like, "Oh, I got the babysitter." Me and you were like immediately first thought.
Yeah.
Where's the baby?
Where's the baby? Right. That was our first thought. Like, did they have the kid? Is there the kid?
Yeah. So today we have a Matteo update. So we'll get to that too, which was fantastic.
That's cool. Matteo update, everybody. If you don't know, now you do. If you can, share it for your friends so they know too. Right.
And but the other thing is really useful, and I learned this from being such a podcast listener. The reason I tend to not look until right before is because if I knew it, I would immediately call you.
Yeah.
We would start talking about it.
Yeah.
And then
it would be authentic.
And we wouldn't talk about here.
You're right. Absolutely, man.
So there is a part of it where you kind of, for you guys who don't know a lot, if you listen to some really high-end podcasts, the guest and the host, when they get together, when they first meet, they almost will never talk.
Yeah.
A little high, but then they're like, let's save whatever.
Yeah, no, we've been doing that from the get-go, man. That's why it's unfiltered, right? Because literally, I tell people, it's one of the key notes I tell people. I tell them, listen, man, Tony gets the questions together an hour or two before we meet. He knows more about the questions than I do. So whenever you see my reaction, I know nothing. You
don't even know what's coming.
Nothing. So when you see my reaction, it's completely authentic. Like when the face turns red.
Yes. Whenever he gets the question, he has no idea. And then for me, I purposefully don't. And a lot of you are very nice. You'll write me messages. It was like actually one person immediately went to the website, tested every functionality of the website, and sent me a message to let me know like one thing was broken. And I was like, hey, that's awesome, because I go through it and it's hard because when you're looking at it, sometimes you forget, like you're like, oh, it looks good, and someone else finds it. But just so you guys know, we try, he definitely doesn't. I have maybe an hour of just putting them together. And so I see them, but I really try to avoid it because that's what makes it, that's what makes it unfiltered and authentic.
Yeah, I love that though. I do. I love that. I think, I think it's why we're number 2, right? It's why we're number 2 on Spotify and what else?
Spotify
and Amazon.
It was Spotify, I believe, Apple Podcast,
and Spotify and Apple Podcast number 2 for health and fitness. That's why, because it's real, right? Like what you see is what you get. There's no script. There's no game plan as far as we're just going to come and have a good time and hope you guys do too.
Yeah, so thanks to you guys who do that. And in a really cool way, there's a lot of nice people who've been leaving messages. YouTube has become a bigger thing for us. If you see a lot of times we link out to YouTube now because the most people have Spotify and YouTube. Yeah. But the big news for us is, just so you know, officially probably a few hours before this episode, the website is live.
We have a website.
We got a website. So,
Advice Unfiltered. Is that Advice Unfiltered podcast?
AdviceUnfiltered.com.
That's it. That's why I got it right. Okay,
I made it so easy. The funny thing is I bought the domain immediately.
Awesome.
And then I didn't know how to transfer it to the company, and it was a big pain in the ass. But so now if you go onto the website, and by the way,
go to the website.
Just so you guys know, this is like stage 1. Everything's up there, which is fantastic. To come will be video. To come will be video submissions. To come will be the merch store.
Wait. Let's go back.
Yep.
What will come first?
So right now, if you go to the website, adviceunfiltered.com, you not only can find every episode, it links to, and it updates in real time.
Yes.
It updates all of our clips.
But you said something. You said they'll be able to submit video questions.
Yeah. So right now you can go onto the website, and there's a bunch of different places you can submit your questions.
Yes.
So instead of emailing us, because everyone keeps looking for the website, you just go to the website, it says submit questions, and you ask the host, and you can just click there and submit your question. It comes directly to us, which is awesome.
Yes.
In the future, there are a couple of things that we're going to be adding. You're going to be able to do video questions, which are great. That's going to help us throw you behind us. There'll be a merch store because As you can see, the man has come up with a fantastic shirt, and now people love the logo, which is awesome. And so kudos to that.
Which is pretty funny.
And then, and you're also going to be able to find links to Chris's book. So his book, we're going to have a bookstore.
And your book. We should have a link for your book.
Yes. And by the way,
so you have a link for our books.
For our books.
Our books.
So
yes.
shout out. You'll
Tony's
be able to
book too also, and then my book also.
So you'll be able to find the books there, which is great. But ultimately now it's really easy to find us. If you are sharing it, telling people about it, it's adviceunfiltered.com, and you can see us, and it's really great. So enjoy that. Go there, help us out, build that page up. It'll be awesome. So yeah, and then outside that, YouTube's been doing fantastic. So
that's awesome. Yeah, the more people go to YouTube, the better. They pay better.
Well, I didn't. Well, YouTube
hear.
now is like, YouTube is always paid.
Yeah.
Spotify caught wind of it, and now and we've been doing video podcasts for them forever. Well, wow, 9 weeks, and since the beginning. But so now Spotify is adopting that model too, depending on how many episodes you have and stuff. So, but do you know who Derek More Plates More Dates is? The podcast.
No,
so I'm a huge podcast fan. So Derek More Plates More Dates is he's one of the best fitness podcasters. He was a bodybuilder. He's a scientist. Super smart guy. Great listening. He was above us, and Tyler turns around and goes, "You know what's really awesome, Dad?" He goes, "Derek More Plates More Dates." Who, by the way, like I said, fantastic listen, great podcast. I follow him on a lot of stuff he does. He's been doing it since 2018, and we both have the same rating and stars, and we only have 9 episodes. I was like,
no fucking way.
It's pretty cool. So we are growing, and we want to say thank you. We are 4.8, I think, is our...
Out of 5?
Out of 5.
4.8.
Yeah. You can't please everybody.
No,
but,
hey, man.
Hey, I appreciate it.
I think more people need to go vote. Yeah, we had somebody actually said some bad review.
I don't read the reviews. By the way, I don't read reviews. I rarely read comments. I like to with Krista. I'm a big fan of if you put a nice comment or a legitimate question, 100% you'll see lately I've been really responsive to just saying thanks and answering and giving part of it. If you just want to be a troll, it's all good. But
yeah, well, if you don't that too, we'll make content with it.
It makes great content.
Makes great content. You can talk all the shit you want, and fuck it, I'm just gonna make you look stupid. Somebody said they bought your book, bro. I just want to point that out. Somebody bought your book.
Well, look, I will say,
your book. Your books.
That's really somebody else wrote that to me in an email. They bought our book.
That's awesome.
And I said, I just wanted it out there to prove a point. But if you want to spend, hey, I appreciate you spending money on it. So that's kind of cool. So I was like, oh, we sold some books. So sweet. All right. Outside that, some cool. So what we're gonna do today, we had some really nice comments on YouTube, so we'll go through those. Obviously, I've started the new thing, questions from the regulars. There's a couple of you that just been regulars of us, and now not only are you regulars, but the audience seems to love you too. So, we already know a couple of people we're talking about.
We're talking about Connie?
I had someone write me and goes,
sure
I would
Connie.
ask a spicy question, but I don't want to step on Connie's toes.
Oh, that's so funny. So funny.
It was like, and then we got some other great questions, but all right, so let's see what we got today. So, Donna's a new one. Donna wanted to know, and this is really good for you. This is the only time I did this prior to coming on the show. I put it in the ChatGPT to see if I was right. But Donna's new. She wrote on there, how do I strengthen the muscles surrounding a weak knee without stressing the joint?
Oh, how do you strengthen muscles around your knee? So they have bands.
Bands is a good call.
Yeah, bands is a good call, right? So they have bands that you can use. You can actually search different exercises. There's different types of bands. I would definitely start off with the latest one, the one that has the least resistance on it. And you can Google exercises that are specifically for strength around and stabilize the knee that you can do at home. But if you need surgery, make sure you do it. And if you do it, then definitely do the rehab. Like the biggest thing is rehab, right? So, and you can also use before it gets too bad that you would need surgery. You can also do those exercises they do in therapy. That'll also strengthen up around your knee. You know what I mean? You don't have to go to the gym. I suggest, my first suggestion is getting bands. And then, Googling exercises to strengthen up, stabilize around the knees is what I would do.
Yeah. So I did actually what you suggest, because I was reading it and I wanted to be very careful. And I was like, all right, when you have a weak knee, there's probably a little nuance in what you can or can't do. And obviously I don't want to be just like, hey, make sure your weights are less, right? Yeah. But bands is a beautiful idea. But the other thing that I would highly suggest, if you do not do this, if you don't have, everyone has access to ChatGPT. I mean, whatever Gemini thing, AI tool you like, it's fine. You will be amazed if you just type in there. I wrote in there, I copied her question and put it in, and it legitimately gave me like a very good answer. But then it gave me a workout of how to do it without.
Let's not advertise that, man. It ruins my job as a trainer.
No, but you know what it is. But here's what I would say about it. If you want, it's really helpful if you go see a trainer and you don't know. We were talking about this last week, and you don't know what makes a good trainer and not a good trainer.
Yeah.
And you go and you should ask good questions and look, like you said last week, was a really good to look around the gym and see which trainers are busy over time.
Yeah,
right?
which ones are busy over time, which ones are doing different exercises with their clients.
Yeah.
So that way, they're actually working specifics.
Not doing the same thing
not
over
doing
and
the same
over.
thing over and over again. They're actually listening to what the client needs and not just doing a cookie cutter workout.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's just a great way to double check, though. So when someone gives you advice, you can check in there and be like, oh, yeah, they're really talking about, and they really know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
But don't be afraid that, a lot of people who are getting older, I literally had a fight with my mother today. I'm sure she's probably floating on here somewhere.
Mama Dukes.
But I don't get in fights with her. But like when you get older, you start to, and this would be my suggestion for everybody who ever listens, as you get older, a lot of older people start to get away from technology.
Yes.
They don't want to use it, but then all of a sudden they discover it, and it's amazing.
No, I should definitely use it. Yeah, definitely use it. I definitely use it.
My mom will get lost, but she has navigation and the screen in her car. She got a Samsung Galaxy S25 or 4 or whatever it is. She can talk to it. It can send you signals from space, but she'll still sit in front of
That's
me.
like, dude, that's like I crack up at people that still back up in the cars. I'm like, your car has all these sensors
Yes.
on it and a camera. How the hell are you backing up into a car?
The camera's the most amazing. Every time I get in the car and back up, the camera on the backup is one of the most amazing inventions for a car.
Yes.
Yeah. But my mom will use none of it, but then she'll bitch about not knowing how to get home. So
That's mom's for you.
I'm like, Mom, you really gotta. They're gonna steal my data.
Yeah. They're gonna know where I'm at.
They already know, Mom.
They already know.
All right. So great advice. So Donna, I think band was the best. I didn't even think of band.
Yeah,
It's
especially when you're
awesome.
first starting. So when you're first working out, and if you don't have access to a gym, bands are easy. They're cheap, and again, you can Google some really good exercises online that'll show you exactly what you need to do, and just start off with that. Eventually, you are going to need weights, though. I mean, I don't want you to think that bands are the only way to go. Like bands are a great way to start, right? It's like like walking or crawling, But eventually, to keep that knee strong, you're going to have to use weights. You're going to have to use resistance training, and you're going to have to use maximize, especially if you're a woman. Depending on how old you are, osteoporosis sets in, arthritis and all that stuff sets in. The best way to fight all that is to exercise with weights. Bottom line.
Yeah. All right. And by the way, in bands, I thought of you the other day because I stole somebody's exercise. So, and I know you'd find
Tony would never do that.
I would never steal exercises. The guy uses, I love it's called the ab dolly. The ab dolly, you roll it out, you roll it back. It's great. I love it. Yeah. It's like an ab wheel. But the one dude hooks the bands to it. It was a college kid. He hooks the bands to it and he stretches it out and he takes his time coming back. And I was like running and I go, oh yeah, I'm gonna. But the funny thing is when you steal an exercise, I never want to steal it while he's there.
No, you would do it when he's not looking.
When
he's
he's
not
not
looking.
there.
No, he's not.
And I've been doing it for like a week. And today I was doing it and I turned around and I saw him.
Dude.
And I was like, oh, thanks, man.
If I had $1 for every time somebody stole my exercise while I'm training my client, like I'll be doing something with my client and they literally will go over and I know they never saw it before. You know what I mean? They're like, and next thing you know, they're doing it. And I'm like, and then I got to ask them if they're done so I can finish with my client.
Can you guys? Well, I was on there
I was like, are you done yet? Because I was doing a circuit here, man. But it's cool. I take it as a compliment, man. Like I'll be honest with you, all the 1%ers that they call themselves the 1%ers in the gym, the guys that the guys and females that are really in shape, all steal my workouts, and they tell me, they're like, yo, man, I'm going to do that. And I take it as a compliment, bro. It just means I know what I'm doing.
Look, that's what the gym is for. You're supposed to go there and learn some things you've never seen before. And but it was funny. I've been doing it for like a week, and today I saw him. He walked right behind me, and I just looked up, and he knew like no one else in the gym does it. And I just wanted to be like, yeah, it's shadow.
Well, I did a workout. I did a workout with a fitness influencer. Today.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you did.
Yeah, and freaking she. I showed her this new that tricep one I showed you with the
reverse grip.
Yeah, with the
I
reverse
like that
grip.
one. That was
and
good.
she's like, "What the fuck is that?" And she did it, and she's like, "Man, my triceps are gonna be sore tomorrow." I was like,
"Yeah, that's a good one."
Yeah, it's cool, man. No, it's cool, dude. I appreciate when athletes, people that actually work out and actually study the craft, are presently surprised and stealing my shit.
Yeah,
it's cool.
Well, all right, and all right. So Megan from New Jersey. What is your go-to dance move? No, we can't demonstrate because she did ask that you demonstrate. I don't think we have enough room. But are you a good dancer?
Oh, it's definitely the sprinkler. Yeah, I do that all day. The sprinkler. Yeah, that's it. No, I don't know. Do I dance? I can follow somebody's rhythm. I will say that.
There you go.
I can follow somebody's rhythm. Like I can. Yeah. No, if the feeling's right and the mood's right, yeah, I can shake a hip.
I told, for some of you who didn't know, because you when we usually log off this live, Chris's Instagram account or TikTok, which one usually stays open the longest? Is it TikTok?
TikTok.
So TikTok stayed open long enough to hear me to tell the audience that when I graduated high school in my first year of college, when I came back, I was looking for a job. So my mom found me one as a stripper. So I got to strip in New York at a nightclub.
That's your pop, bro. That's your dad, dude.
So,
you know what's so funny is, and this is no offense to you.
No, it's all good.
But if you would think if either one of if you looked at us and you were like, which one probably was a stripper, you would think it was me. Like you would just think, oh, it's got to be Chris.
Part of Chris's journey.
Because Tony looks like he has his shit together. You know what I mean? Like he looks like you're the guy you want living next door. His yard's gonna be good. You know what I mean? Like freaking, and then there's me, and so you would think it was me, but no. Tony. Tony's a stripper, not me.
One of the things I appreciate about Chris is when I met Chris and as I've gotten to know him, he tells all these stories. And a lot of people, I probably would think 99% of the people he tells stories to are like, that is some crazy shit. And when you told me, I go, oh yeah, I know I've had that happen to me, but I was post-marriage.
That's so
You know
funny.
what I mean? So I get a kick out of it. I think it's hilarious.
Yeah, it's so funny.
So my mom got me a job at a mail review in the city. And so my point of saying, and by the way, so this was my takeaway.
I wish everybody could see your son's face right now. He's so proud.
This is not an exaggeration.
He's so
not
proud.
an exaggeration. There was a situation at the end of the night, and what they do is, and I had been a bartender, so it was they would need a bartender, so it was fine. So
we have so many similarities. It's so funny.
I wish somebody would have seen this moment. The dancers taught. I had never danced at a real male review.
Yeah.
So the guys in the back were teaching me moves to make money. So it was hilarious.
Was it mock moves?
By
I
the
would have taught you some stupid shit just to see you do it.
But this is what happened.
But now they're like, woo!
So the guy showed me this move and tell me he makes the most money. And what you do is a girl will be sitting in a chair like you are, and what you do is you take the chair and you flip it down to the ground. Okay, so now they're laying on their back with their feet up on the chair, and they were showing me this way you go over the top and, you strip down on them, and then you fling the chair back up, and they land back, and then, it's the whole move.
Yeah.
So I got this move down. So here comes, so we're in the back, all the guys are so nice. First of all, this, you'll find, not only is everybody practicing the moves, everybody's doing pull-ups. Everybody's doing push-ups.
Oh, getting
right?
pumped. Yeah, you gotta be pumped, bro. Getting pumped.
And everyone's oiling each other, which I thought was
that's a little much.
Basing
each other.
Like you're in a bodybuilding contest.
Yeah,
you know what I
you're
mean?
basing each other in line. Yeah.
So here's me at whatever the year was, 19, 20, whatever it was, 19, maybe 18. And I have never, you see movies, but you're like, oh, I'm like, what kind of den of shit am I in right now, right? So long story short, they show me the move. The review's over, and then you go out and you use those moves to make extra money for the end of the night. And this girl calls me over, and this is not, I remember, I clearly can put myself there. Easy over 300. And she pulled.
And you were going to flip her on a chair?
Oh, bro, I did. So took the chair. Here's the thing. I kicked the chair back, and now it's on the ground, and I literally have the moment where I go, oh, there's no way I can get her up. Right? And there's just no way.
No way.
And so she's sitting there and her friends are throwing money, and I'm like, all right, you're in now. You gotta go for the move, right?
Yeah, dude.
Bro, I took this chair and it as I slid it out, has wheels, so the wheels caught to help get it up.
Oh.
Yeah,
there you go.
Got it up, finished it, pulled my back, didn't say anything, Drove home from New York to Jersey at 4 a.m, crippled, back all tour.
My God, bro.
With a ridiculous amount of singles on the front seat. And I remember having this idea, and I looked and I go, my mom got me this job.
It's so funny. It's so funny.
best.
It's such a good story. It's so funny.
So yes, Megan, I can dance, but no, I'm not. I'm not like a, one of the pros, but I can hold my own, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I can follow your lead.
That's a good way. I can follow the.
I can follow your rhythm. You know what I mean? Yeah.
You're not going to see me create a circle and move everybody out of the way.
If you do, stop me right away. If you see that happening, then I am out of my fucking mind. If you...
I do have things to myself sometimes that it's going to be 20 years from now. My kid's going to be telling his kids a story.
Right.
My dad had a podcast with his buddy, and
got to watch this episode. Yeah.
All right. So our resident question asker from Toronto, Canada. Connie,
what's up, Toronto?
Connie's back, and I know everyone's been waiting for Connie.
Oh, it's Connie.
Connie time. So Connie comes in with 2 questions tonight. Chris, they're usually always for Chris.
Oh, jeez.
Chris, do you talk dirty when you have sex? So my question really is, do you engage in dirty talk no matter what? Do you like it?
I've never had sex in my life, Connie.
Well, when you pretend to.
I am a virgin. We've already discussed this in one of the other episodes. My kids were, immaculately conceived.
Yes.
And I am a virgin.
Absolutely. I can attest.
Yeah.
This is why the show is called Advice Unfiltered, because he's always asking me about.
I'm always asking about sex. I'm like, wow.
Is that real?
Is that real? Why would you do that? It's so gross. Why do you smell there?
What is that?
Now, what is the question? I don't know.
Do you talk dirty during sex?
What do you think?
Well, here's the thing, though. But here's the thing. Do you do? But do you just do it, or do you feel out the partner, depending on who you're hooking up? You just go for it.
Yeah.
I know. Wait. Let me guess your answer. I know it's gonna be if you're with me, you know what to expect. You're not being with me for any other reason.
Yeah.
Yes. Right.
I'm an aggressive human being.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like,
nobody's looking for you to be gentle.
I enjoy good banter. I enjoy a good conversation and talks of expression in those moments.
I do find it funny though if you're with somebody who hasn't done it, doesn't know how to do it, don't know what you like yet, and you really just start saying some awkward shit. And it's just look, here's how you know this is my
that'd be amazing.
For all of you know,
what did you just say to me? What did you just call to me?
I think that's if you know you're in a good relationship, if you in the middle of sex can laugh
did you just
and still be in a good place.
Work out my mouth?
What did you want me to call you?
Right? No, I agree. No, I'm sorry. No, I mean
you should go to laugh, but there's sometimes you say something, you look at the person, you're like, what? What to say?
The fuck did you say? That's a better question. Have I ever had a girl say something to me that I asked? I stopped and was like, what the fuck? Yes.
Yeah. Do you remember what it was?
Oh yes. I'm not going into details about that. I was like, what did you say?
That is on episode 10. All right. So yeah, look. I mean, I think I'm a little different. I try to really just play up to whatever your partner does, because I do think it gets awkward if you shout out some really crazy shit and the person looks at you and it's like, I don't know what to do with that. So, and then she wants to know, are you more? Oh, here's a really good one, and you can't say both because both would be fantastic. Do you find yourself being more of a morning or nighttime adult entertainment loving session kind of guy? Are you more of a morning person or a night person? I know it, but if you had to just choose one.
If I had to choose one, morning or night, it's all fucking day. Like, I don't know. If you can any opportunity.
Does the afternoon count as well?
Yeah, I mean, if you can, like, I don't know. If you can, time doesn't matter. It doesn't. It's opportunity. That's
that right. Whenever the opportunity presents itself.
So it doesn't matter if it's day, night, middle of the night.
Isn't
I'm sleeping? You know what I mean? I don't know.
This is how you know you really love sex, and I just mean this from. You could be a girl thing too, but when you're hungover or you feel like shit, and there's no part of you that wants to do anything, and all of a sudden the opportunity opens, and you go, I can do this,
dude. I had
this.
I was like on my deathbed, like having like the flu or pneumonia or something, and I still went at it. If you can, and I remember the girl I was with, she was like, "You're crazy, like you're about to die." I'm sweating it out. That's what I'm doing. I'm working it out. No, it doesn't matter. I don't care.
That's why I laugh. Yeah. That's how you know. You're like, you could just be on death's door and then be like, yeah, for sure. All right, Debbie. Debbie, is it Amsterdam? I think she is. Nope. There's one more from her. She's from the Netherlands. That region, for some reason, we hit with.
I love the Netherlands.
So,
Netherlands is great. I gotta say this real quick. It was real quick. Just answer somebody's comment there. Yes, you have. All right, go ahead.
You absolutely have.
You absolutely have.
All right, hi guys. Thanks so much for the podcast. Love listening to you guys. Couple of questions. First off, from a lady's perspective and a supplement perspective, what are your thoughts on creatine?
Creatine is great for you.
It's the best supplement you can
buy. It's the best supplement you absolutely can buy. You know, that besides protein powder, like legitimate protein powder, but like, you know, like it's the best thing you can buy. My son takes it, my wife takes it, I take it. It's the most tested supplement in history. And also she asked for a brand. Monohydrate's fine. It's inexpensive. You don't have to spend a lot of money on it. You can buy it at the Lifetime store and use my code.
Ooh.
Yeah, you get like 10% off.
Ooh, you should get like a legitimate, like, cool code. I mean,
I should have a cool code.
You should have a cool code.
It is. It's just 337940.
Yeah.
337940.
There you go. And all right. And our other question was, since you're an author, is there a book that you like to read, or is it a book that sometimes you'll read that's not your own that keeps you going? Are you an avid reader, sir?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been. I've been really busy. I've been slacking. I did for a while. I did for about 8 years. I read, a lot. The Art of War is always a good book for me. I always like The Art of War.
It's one of the most famous books ever, right?
Yeah, and then the Book of the Seven Rings is another good book. And then the Power of Movement by Bob Klein, which is a Tai Chi book, which is really, really good. But yeah, if I read something, it's more journey and inspirational stuff. That's what I like to read.
I don't read shit.
No.
So I know that sounds crazy, but I don't. I consume so many podcasts. My family will tell you I walk around podcasts on in my pocket. So I consider that reading because I like the stories. I absorb the knowledge. I don't have time to. I can't sit down and just flip through a book.
Here's a fun fact. Here's what I like to tell people. Right. So since we're on this subject, you are what you eat. Right.
Yeah.
So you are absolutely what you do, and what you intake also, what you listen to and what you watch. Right. So if you're watching positive or listening to positive things, motivators, stuff like that, then you're doing things that are manifesting for your life in a positive direction, right? If you were watching, I don't know, the news and terrible stuff happening all the time, then you're gonna be full of anxiety. So again, remember, just be wise about what you're spending your time doing and watching and listening to. As I say that, I think I'm a hypocrite because I fall asleep listening to serial killer movie stuff, like documentaries.
But you should eat good, and you're over there like chewing down on a fried chicken sandwich.
Yeah, dude, like I'm such a hypocrite right now. I'm thinking about this as I'm saying this. So I listen.
But it's not all you consume, though.
No. All day I listen to positive stuff. Like even before I get to work, I listen to stuff that's going to motivate me to be successful at my job. Right, like freaking like 100 and stuff like that. But when I go to bed, I listen to serial killer documentaries like a weirdo.
Yeah, so my justification for not reading is I probably consume more articles, books, classes. I take probably 2 to 3 certifications a month and take classes still, so I absorb a ton of that stuff. But if you ask me to read a book, it doesn't happen, but I'll take it in. Hannah from Amsterdam. Oh, by the way, speaking of motivational stuff you listen to, timing is just right. A big thank you, or as they say, dank je wel.
Thanks you well.
It's a way to say a big thank you in, what language would Amsterdam would be? Dutch. All right.
Dutch.
I'm a 45-year-old woman, and I always knew I needed to get fit. And your podcast motivated me to do it. I'm doing 10,000 steps a day. On the right now, I'm at 449,000 steps since listening to you guys.
Wow.
You guys have kept me company for all of them.
That's fucking amazing.
That's a great feeling.
That's pretty cool.
That's an awesome feeling.
Pretty awesome. And kudos to you, man. That's freaking awesome that you're doing that. And you're the one making the choice. So give yourself a pat on the back because you deserve all the credit for that too. Because you're making the choice to do that walk and be better.
And it's so crazy.
Props to you.
Someone in another country, in another time zone, in another place, listens to something you do and they go out and they get motivated. It's kind of a cool feeling,
Right?
to be honest with you.
Right? See, that's gonna make the shirt so much better when you buy it. You put it on too.
Oh, it's going to be awesome.
It'd be
Our
great.
wall will be a collage of people who wear the shirt.
Right? And you'd be like, you have no idea. Like, I am more fit now, even though I'm a fucking hot mess.
How did you
Own
get
that shit.
Well, how did you get in shape? You just point right to your point. And that's it.
Because I was
Oh.
a fucking hot mess and I made a choice. You know?
All right. So her question is Friday, she now is taking the next step to go to a local gym for the first time.
Awesome.
So kudos to you. But she's wondering, and this is a really good question for you, for people that you deal with that come into the gym and have fear about it. She goes, I haven't been there in a while. Do I eat before I go? What do I do? What do I wear? Any tips for somebody who hasn't been to the gym in a while? Just go.
Just go. Nobody's looking at you. Just go. You know what I mean? Like honestly, like, it's not a fashion show, man. I hate when people act like it's a fashion show. You know, like, just go there and get it done. You know, nobody really cares. Nobody's looking over and going, "Oh my God, that person's outfit's amazing." I wish.
Where did you get those socks?
I mean, maybe girls do that, but guys don't give a shit. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've never heard a guy sit there and be like, "Dude, that's a great workout outfit." Freaking, you know what I mean? Like, shoes are different. You know, like, wear nice shoes. Wear good.
I
wear
like
good.
nice sneakers.
Yeah, wear good sneakers, man.
That's
you
a
know?
good one.
Yeah, no, Nike's got a great thing out right now. Those Air Maxes are pretty amazing.
Oh yeah, you like those.
Oh, I love those. Yeah, especially if you're just starting to work out at the gym, man. It's great for your support for your feet, man. I love those things.
Yeah, see, it's a good call. Like I would. People get hung up in thinking that everyone's looking at you. Nobody is.
No.
And if I had to get one thing cool, because a lot of people like cool shit.
Yeah.
Sneakers.
100%.
100%.
And if they are looking at you, it's probably because they're waiting for your machine.
That's it. That's all it is.
They're trying to figure out if you're off the machine. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Another question. A couple more. Netherlands again. I was talking to a colleague about tattoos and meetings, and for him, his symbolized surviving a serious accident. Mine consists of several stars around my left arm, which touch my heart when I bend my arm. So that's awesome. It's a memory of my father. Of you guys and your tattoos, which tattoo do you have that has a special meaning? So yeah, I know you have a bunch, right?
I have a bunch.
You have one that was like more like has a deeper meaning than the other ones, or I'm sure they all probably do, right?
Nah, they all mean something to me. They're all pretty equal to the same. I got them all at traumatic or like turning points in my life. You know, I could actually tell you the like. Here's the funny thing. So I can't tell you like certain dates in my life, right? Like, you know, when I dated somebody or when I don't know what my anniversary was to my ex-wife. Like, I couldn't tell you any of those things. I don't remember any of those things. But I could tell you how old I was and where I was at what time I got my tattoos done.
Well, that's
Freaking,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Because there were certain points in my life that
But they also last longer.
they left.
In relationships
fuck
too.
Yeah, they do. Fuck yeah, they do. But it's funny. So here's a fun fact. I did get all my tattoos in certain spots of my body to make sure I stayed in shape. Like,
it's a good call.
Yeah, if I get out of shape and anywhere in my body, all my tattoos go to shit.
That's awesome. That's such a good answer.
So I was like, I'm gonna make sure that all my tattoos go at the lines of my body, so that way I'm forced for the rest of my life to stay in shape.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got one. I got a big one on my rib cage. Like, it's freaking huge. So if I ever get you got
a huge one.
Yeah, if I ever get like a gut, it'll look fucking like 5 times bigger. So that's never gonna happen. You know what I mean? It's never gonna happen ever.
Now I have 3. My favorite. I have one on my arm, which is probably my favorite one, and I don't know if anyone can even see it because I can bend my arm like a crazy person. But so I got it because it was a cross. So that stood for Tony and Tyler. And then what I did is I put the R's for our last names underneath the cross. So
that's
hopefully
cool.
the cross, it was Tony Rodriguez, Tyler Rodriguez. And the hope was that whoever was above was always looking out for us.
Aw.
Here's the funniest part, though. The only reason I bring it up because
It's the thought process.
the years later, I was getting engaged to my wife, and she turns around and she goes, I don't have any tattoos. You know, maybe one day, I'll get a tattoo. And she's kind of thinking about it. And she goes, well, lucky for you, I'm already tattooed on your arm. And I go, I go, there you go.
That's what's great about your story compared to mine is I look so superficial now.
I don't get them unless they really mean something.
His tattoos all have like this really special meaning. Mine were just like they're fucking accentuate my muscles.
You're like, mine, fucking tight.
I do want to say real quick. Somebody said they're a nurse, and yes, the Air Maxes are amazing. So there you go.
There you go.
Getting that from a nurse. Shout out to the nurse who said that.
Yes. We talked about I get fitted for my sneakers. That's because I run so much, but I did Nikes. I want to try the Vaporflies. Those are the ones with the carbon fiber.
I have them.
They like give you little.
I do. I have ones with flames on them. My buddy, one of my clients, Nate, bought me them. They're like $300 sneakers.
Oh, they're expensive.
They're expensive. I will tell you this: they are good for running. They are not good for working in all day. Yes.
Solid.
Yeah. No, I would not use them for anything else but running. Nothing.
Oh, that's what it.
Yeah.
I spend the money on it because I run in them, but they only go on my feet to run. They don't take them out. Yeah. All right, couple of things from YouTube. So for you guys who've been following us on YouTube, our viewership has grown. Clips are on there, which is great. We've been posting a lot more. I've been linking a lot more to it. But some questions came in. Little Donna, first of all, she's on TikTok, and she actually asked a question before it came in. Little Donna.
What's up, Little Donna?
Chris, what do you look for in a partner? What are you looking for nowadays, Chris? Christopher?
I'm not looking for shit. Focus on my job.
90-year-old
Careers.
sugar mama.
Yeah, 90-year-old sugar mama. It's got $1 billion. Yeah, no, I don't know. I'll be honest with you. What I look for really in somebody is, I don't know, man, a sense of humor, willing to be honest, and truthful, as far as about, their intentions, and I don't know, like just somebody fun, man. Like right now, at my time in my life, I'm under so much work. I work so hard that just to have somebody around me that's fun and just makes me not think about everything that I'm doing right now, it's amazing. So I don't know. I guess I look for somebody that's not pressure.
Yeah,
that'd be a good thing.
What's the that famous saying? It's you don't. Oh, I can't even say. I got to find. I'll bring it up for next episode because I want it to be right because it's one of the funniest. It's about relationships and don't do this to a man, but do this to a man. Don't do this to a woman, but do this to a woman.
Yeah.
Don't make her eyes wet, make her wet.
Yeah.
Don't make his life hard, make his hard.
Yeah, make his cock hard. Yeah.
So,
that makes sense, right?
Right?
You know what I mean? Like I don't know, life's hard enough as is.
Life is hard enough. I want someone to help me through the hard times. I don't want someone there to just create more hard times.
Yeah.
So
and I think. I don't know. I just think somebody that I don't know, has good communication skills is important. Like
that would be nice.
Somebody who has good communication skills is like, and is genuine about, about how they feel about things. You know what I mean? Not just fucking just say something because they think you want to hear it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I hate that shit.
All right. And as we go to the next question, just a quick shout out. Tina Lywer 6157 from YouTube. Rocky Mountain oysters. There's another thing called the same thing called lamb fries, which I guess are lamb testicles that are made into French fries. So
where is this at?
I don't know. She just wrote it under the comment. She said that's
lamb fries. Well, that doesn't
same concept.
Sounds like a whole McDonald's meal to me.
And,
we got
and the
chicken nuggets, Rocky Mountain oysters, and we got fucking lamb fries.
Taekwondo life. Is it Taekwondo? As I say it. Taekwondo. Thank you.
You say taekwondo.
That's why I asked, because I knew I fucked it up. I was like, and I didn't want to be. I wanted to have respect for the martial art. This is how much I read all day.
Oh,
is that Taekwondo?
God. Taekwondo. No.
By the way,
Taekwondo. That's
really,
so funny.
Yes.
Taekwondo, not T. Wait, I don't know. Whatever.
Yes,
so
Taekwondo.
So
I only bring Taekwondo Life magazine up because they said, "Hey guys, love Davivich's bagels."
Oh,
so someone made a comment about our bagels. That's
cool.
I guess they go there and they love that bagel shop.
Shout out to Gene.
Yeah.
Shout out Gene.
Oh,
he's gonna bring his cookies next week.
What did we forget?
Oh, Kevin's pickles.
Kevin's pickles. Kevin, we're gonna keep shouting you out in the podcast until we get pickles.
Kevin's pickles, everybody.
Kevin's pickles.
Fucking. I swear, Kevin. One day, I will bring them.
And if not, we're just gonna keep saying Kevin's pickles.
Yeah, we'll just keep saying Kevin's. We'll make shirts to say Kevin's pickles.
Deborah, yeah, I'm just saying.
We're gonna sell shirts to say Kevin's pickles.
We'll make a shirt.
Make a shirt with your link on it.
All right, guys. I was wondering if you ever get nervous or fearful that if you wind up getting ridiculously popular, which is hopefully the case, with so much information available on the internet these days, does it make you nervous if you become more and more recognizable?
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit.
Definitely makes me feel a certain way. I don't know if nervous, maybe a little bit, but there's a lot of things. It's about like when you showed me, I laugh a lot when you were showing me how many people steal your profile and they create fake Chris profiles, which I find humor in. I also know how annoying it is as you're trying to do something authentic and people are trying to steal from you. But then when you said the one where like, hey, somebody created one with my kids on it,
Yeah.
I wanted to jump through the phone and kill that.
Yeah, that shit
like
piss me off, man.
That's the stuff that gets me.
Like,
about that.
if I get my hands on those people, dude, freaking, they would not be happy with me.
Yeah, that's the one where like that kind of stuff. I'm like, why? That would be annoying, but
Yeah, no, I mean, all right, let's be completely honest. I don't do any of this for recognition or for fame. I could care less if anybody knows who I am outside of what we do here, right? I do this, man, because I want to make a legacy. I want to make a business out of this. I know there's a potential here to do some good, not just for both of us, but for other people, and to create some fun and some entertainment. I mean, I guess it comes with it, right? Because I mean, I got recognized at a Wawa the other day, and this lady like freaked out, and like even the cashier lady who knew me was like, she's like, do you want to run right now? I'm like, yes. I was like,
yes,
I want to run because it was a lot. It was a little much, man. And the girl was like, you live around here? Oh my god, blah blah blah. And I was like, no,
no,
no, I don't live anywhere around here. But at the same time, it's nice, right? It's cool. It's cool that people appreciate you. I never once ever want to say that I don't appreciate all the love and kindness that I get from people because without them there'd be no show, right?
Yeah.
So the bottom, like, listen, you want to come up and say hi, you come up and say hi. You want to shake my hand, I'll shake your hand. If we ever get to a point where we get people want autographs and stuff, I will take that moment and sign. You know what I mean? Because literally, because I appreciate every single one of you guys, and I appreciate everything that this show does, and what we've been working on. But fame is never really my intention.
Now, I saw somebody, Andrew Schultz was talking about it he just had a podcast, Netflix comedy special come out, and he's one of my favorite comedians. And but they asked him, he did a podcast run to promote the special, and one of the things that came up a lot was about being famous and people hating on you and saying things because he had just had a kid. And part of what he said was, this is what comes with it, and you got to know it going in. So, and it doesn't make it right. But there's some sick people out there. That's all.
Yeah, no, I mean, here's my thing. So I guess one of the things that give me confidence is I've been fighter my whole life.
You've been in conflict.
Yeah, and I've been in conflict. I've been a fighter my whole life, and I was trained how to fight and be aware of my surroundings. So like, I feel comfortable in where I'm at all places. You know what I mean? So it doesn't really bother me too much. But again, this isn't about the fame, man. This is about us helping people and making a future for a legacy for our kids. Right, showing them that that we're cool dads.
I mean,
we can do stuff.
If I could only turn the camera on and show you my kid slacked in a chair, not sitting upright, in a wife beater.
Yeah, he's wearing a jersey tuxedo right now. That's a jersey tuxedo. That's what that is.
That's right.
If nobody knows what a jersey tuxedo is.
We're doing it for you guys. For you guys to have a better life.
So you don't have to be strippers. We're doing it for the kids, so they don't have to be strippers.
You don't have to do that for gas money. But that's a good segue. So here's what it was I was telling you in the beginning. If listeners search for fitness advice on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, you guys are number 2. And if you searched for health advice, we're number 4.
Wow.
So I was like, that's pretty cool.
So top 5.
Yeah.
So we're top 5 in health and
so when people need advice.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
that's awesome.
Thank you guys. Well, first, thank you guys for sending the questions. We really appreciate it.
No, yeah. Again, the show wouldn't be what it is without you guys.
All right.
I do want to give a quick shout out before we start
shout
next question. Next week or Tuesday, I am doing a podcast for that another one. I'm being interviewed for mental health.
Are we doing this one Monday and then that one Tuesday? You doing that one Tuesday?
No, I'm doing that one Monday morning. So
you're doing Monday morning?
Yeah, I'm doing 2 that day.
Oh,
we're doing our podcast.
Busy man.
Yeah, we're doing our podcast, and then I'm going on a God, I forget the name of the podcast. She's gonna kill me. But I'm going on this lady's podcast and talk about mental health to a bunch of really cool people.
Yeah.
So I'm very honored to do that. So it's very cool, man. I think the whole direction where everything's going right now is pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. I never feel. There it is. Natalie from Honolulu, Hawaii. I am thinking of changing it up a bit, and I might move to a different state.
Okay.
I divorced a while ago. My kids are grown up. Am I wrong to think about starting a new life somewhere else?
No.
You have traveled quite a bit, and there's a lot of stuff out there.
Yeah. No. So here's the thing. Like, the fact that you're asking yourself that question means you should do it. It does. It's like I tell people when they're working out, right? So when you're working out and you go, oh man, I wonder if I should go heavier. The answer is yes. Like that's your mental mentality right there. Going, should I push myself or not? And the answer is yes. You definitely should.
Yeah.
So that's what I was talking about, and that's what I talk about in my book. Is that first, the fact that you're asking yourself that question means yes, you should definitely do some research and check it out, and see, because that means maybe there's somewhere else you're supposed to be that'll make a difference in your life and somebody else's, right? So I'm a firm believer in that. If you start asking yourself questions, about moving or doing things, then the answer should be yes. At least try it. You can always go back.
It's amazing when you ask yourself that question. You're really just trying to get yourself to just say yes.
Yeah, you're really. It's the thing, right? You're just trying to find somebody to give you that little push, right? That little push. That's what it is. You're trying to find somebody. It's like when you're going through a breakup and you go to somebody, you try to you tell them your side of the story because you want them to tell you you're right. You know what I mean? You're right. Fuck them. You know what I mean? Freaking, and you want to feel that validation that you're right to feel how you feel. So all you're doing is looking for validation to see if you should move or not. And I think you already know the answer. You know what I mean? So I think if that's what you really want to do, and there's somewhere you want to go and check it out, then absolutely go check it out. Go visit it first. You know what I mean? Go do your research. Go check it out. Go in person.
On a road trip.
Yeah, because here's the thing, right? So a lot of times, man, we think, oh man, I would live in California or I would live in Florida. They're great places to visit, right? The vacation is amazing, but living there is a totally different subject.
Mm-hmm.
Like living in California is 3 times expensive. Is like living in Jersey
it's on fire
or
all the time.
Florida. It's on fire all the time. The traffic is insane. There's drawbacks, and you think that because you live by the beach, you're gonna be at the beach all the time, but you're not. You're gonna be at work all the time because you're trying to pay those bills, and then maybe eventually you get to go to the beach on like a Friday, after work, and catch the sun before it goes down. You know what I mean? So that's the reality of it, right? So always go check things out, but keep in reality. All right, so if I move here, where am I gonna work? How am I gonna live? And have that game plan set up before you actually just like say fuck it. I mean, you can. You can say fuck it too and just do it and see what happens. Roll the dice. I've done that 100 times. But
I live near the beach and I love where I live, and I still probably go once a year. But I have to live near the water because everything that comes with it. But to Chris's point, I travel the country. I've been to almost every state. The states you think you would live in, they're great to visit, but they suck to live in.
They suck to live in.
Absolutely. And
man.
You were just saying the other day that like
Idaho's gorgeous.
Like one of those states I would have never
I would have never thought Idaho was amazing, and Idaho is amazing. The land grabbing that, I don't know what it is right now, I forget what property it is, but if I didn't have kids and I really wanted to move somewhere and just live, and I had like a ranch and I had places that because there's everything there, right? There's mountains, there's deep ravines, there's whitewater rafting, there's fishing, there's everything's there, and there's not a lot of people, right? And that's what I like. There's not a lot of people, but also the river, the lakes, you see the water's so clean, you can almost see right to the bottom. You see the fish in it. Yeah, it's just amazing. It was very impressive to me. Never thought in a million years I would say Idaho, but Idaho's a great state.
Chloe from Instagram. I see here, so shout out an Instagram follower, and I'm half blind anymore, so it's Chloe with a lot of stuff after it, and it ends in cruise. So Chloe, a lot of stuff in the middle, cruise. What would your death row meal be?
Wait, what?
On death row you get your last meal and they get it for you?
What would my last meal?
What would your last meal be?
Fuck. That's a good question. I don't know. What would my last meal be? What would your last meal be?
I would probably... there's top 5 things are my favorite foods, but I probably would say I would want a chicken parm, a slice of pepperoni pizza, and a chocolate cake for dessert. That's how I go out.
So I would say my stepdad's mom's chicken pot pie and her apple dumplings would be amazing. She was Pennsylvania Dutch.
Oh, there you go.
She could bake like crazy, man, and she made some really, really good food. So if I had a choice, man, it would be my stepdad's mom, my step grandmother, I guess. Her cooking. That'd be my last meal.
Ooh, solid.
Yeah.
All right, Whitney from Little Rock, Arkansas. What is your go-to healthy snack that tastes great? I'm so good with meals. I'm not sure about protein, but I'm getting better. But I get stuck when it comes to snacks. Are protein bars and shakes and things like that good for you? Do you guys have any healthy snacks that you enjoy? You got anything you just snack on? Anything that's like go-to?
A snack on?
I mean, I do Quest protein bars once in a blue moon, but they taste like shit. But they're. I mean, you get 20 grams of protein when I'm hungry. It's better than eating like shit. But I like fruit. I gotta be honest. I like Honey Crisp apples right now. That's
I'll tell you what. During the summer, I love watermelon.
Oh, it's a good one.
Fucking love watermelon, man. I love it. It's a great snack. Just to hydrate. I don't know. I don't have a snack one, man. I don't really snack. I just eat. So like I don't know. I guess
so you're good for in between meals. You don't.
Well,
you're so busy. I was gonna say, well, you're on the floor at the gym. I highly doubt you're in there snacking.
Dude, I literally, because I did 11 appointments yesterday, back to back, right? So I had 1 hour break, but it wasn't until 2, and I started at 7. I took those Smuckers Uncrustables.
Oh,
and
I
put
good.
4 of them in my pockets, because I was wearing those baggy sweatpants.
Were they warm?
Yeah, I didn't care.
No, I mean in a good way. You get a little melted peanut butter.
I would like in between my sessions, I had like 5 minutes, and I would shove it in my mouth, and just so I had calories because I was so freaking tired.
By the way, a peanut butter and jelly sandwich is amazing.
Yeah, I love peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Good.
So good, man. Listen, whoever came up with peanut butter itself, that guy right there, he should have a holiday, bro. I mean, straight up, he should have a holiday. I mean, peanut butter goes with everything. Chocolate, it goes with fruit, it goes with freaking, bread, ice cream. Yeah.
Yeah, I love peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah.
The only other snack I love Honey Crisp apples now because they're so sweet that it feels like a snack, but the calorie count's not high. You get a lot of fiber. My go-to one, and I struggle with this whether it's healthy. I love beef jerky. The sodium's so
beef
high.
jerky's so good.
It's so high, and sometimes the sugar's
teriyaki
high.
beef jerky's really good. It got so expensive though.
It's like $20 a bag.
Yeah, it got so freaking expensive, man.
But I like beef jerky, so I mean, if I have to, I'd rather do that than eat that potato chips or something. So,
yeah.
Tim from Scottsdale, do you guys have any particular feelings about peptides, and why does the FDA keep banning good things for people? Well, I'll tell you this. I know a lot about peptides and the FDA is corrupt, and they just want companies to keep making money. Because if you could heal yourself for cheap, then some big medical company, if you like my favorite peptide we talk about is BPC 157.
Yeah.
I've taken it a bunch of times and healed every injury remarkably quick. But the FDA goes and schedules it the other day, a couple months ago, and it's all because a Tylenol or Norvo, they just haven't made it yet. Once they make it and you can patent it, all of a sudden you'll be able to get it. But the FDA will come up with some bullshit. Oh, we don't check everyone's labs and blah, blah, blah.
Just remember, the FDA approved fluoride in your water.
Do you know that 33% of every drug the FDA approves within 10 years be pulled off the market because it's caused so many deaths?
And let's keep in mind, they also approved a certain amount of lead in your baby's food.
Yeah.
Like that makes any sense at all. There should be no lead in your baby's food.
So I like peptides. I think they're amazing. There's no side effects. I've tried a bunch. The only one I really like is BPC 157. The other ones were like hit or miss. It's just, and they're expensive. So
yeah, no, I as you know, I just started peptides, the BCP one.
Oh, yeah, that's right, you did.
I
Right?
just started them, so I'm testing them out on myself to see what what the results are.
I saw you that clip too. Clip on the podcast where Rogan and them were talking about it's UFC fighters do it. I've never seen anyone say anything bad about it.
No, I don't think anything to fight the aging process that's healthy for you is good.
Anything that I can keep get some years back.
Yeah.
I'm on my way. Raj from Toronto, Canada. I think maybe Raj is maybe Connie's next door neighbor. I don't know. They're both from Toronto, Canada. I love that you guys started a podcast. How do you come up with the courage to do something that you may not work out? I hope it does for both of you, obviously, but I keep getting stuck in my own way. So any advice for people who just don't have the courage to step up and just do it? And I would just say this first. When I started becoming a photographer, and now, I'll be honest with you, I'm a very good photographer. And I've done it for years. I've done it for people and weddings and big companies. And when I started, everyone in my family made fun of me. Everybody laughed at me. Everybody made fun of me. My brother took all my pictures and turned them into wrapping paper and wrapped all the presents for Christmas in shitty photos.
That's amazing.
And then, of course, 2 years later, everybody's like, can you shoot my wedding? Can you do my baby pictures? So I don't listen to people. Just do what you want to do.
Yeah, no, man. Listen, yeah. So the idea that something will fail, you expect it to, right? I mean, I was talking to Mike the Situation today. I'll bring up Mike the Situation. Mike the Situation is freaking from Jersey Shore is making some moves, and he said something to me that was poignant today. He goes, "Man, I'm expecting everybody to reject it and fail." And he goes, all it's going to do is make me better. So yeah, listen, man, we honestly, me and Tony just thought at first it would just be us just hanging out, man, and just talking and see what would happen, Do we expect to be number 2 and number 4 in such a short amount of time?
Eventually. But no, I mean, not. I mean,
Yeah.
no, you know me, my expectations are realistic.
Yeah. But here's the big thing, man. Like, the power of belief is huge. Like, there is not one person out there. You didn't hear Muhammad Ali going, I'm the mediocre. I'm the mediocrest in the world. I might be okay. No, he said, I'm the best, man. He goes, I'm the best in the world, the best at what I do. Bruce Lee said the same thing. He never heard him say that I'm a mediocre martial art guy. Nah, he'd be like, I'll show you. I'm the best. You know what I mean? And so you have to have that mindset. You have to, like, fuck it. What's the worst that can happen? You're gonna live. You're gonna survive. The world's gonna keep turning. You know what I mean? So you might as well just jump on the bandwagon and move. Do it. Fuck it.
That's it. Fuck it.
Fuck it. Do it.
Ben from Brooklyn, New York. I love this
on
question.
Nikes.
Yeah, right. Just fuck.
Fucking do it.
Fucking do it already. Nike, there's your new campaign.
There's your new campaign, Nike.
Ben from Brooklyn, New York. I love this question. This is a really good one. I found my girlfriend's search history, and it was disturbing. But then I realized mine was probably no better if a stranger found it. What do you guys think if you were to lose your phone and someone found your Google search history?
Nobody would expect anything different from me.
Did you see the meme lately? There's a couple guys of a meme. They're all out to dinner and everyone starts sharing their Instagram, what they're in, when you go to search.
Oh yeah.
They were all at the table and all the girls started showing their Instagram recommendations. And then the guys wouldn't do it. The one guy threw his phone in the sauce. One guy threw his phone out the building.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't do that shit at all. No, I don't care. Go ahead and look through my shit. You'd see everything you expect from me.
Look, search history is interesting because I search for shit.
I literally you missed it though. I tried to think you spilled it.
Did you? I thought you spilled it. I didn't want to say anything. I was like,
I'm a friend. Missed my shit.
I'm a friend. I wouldn't even call you out.
You call me out on that shit.
I know. I know they caught it.
I hope they saw it. That was fucking funny as shit. I was like, I totally missed my mouth. I figured that's the way we don't get any restrictions on TikTok. I noticed if I drink something,
drink off camera.
Drink off camera, right? I don't know, whatever.
But
that was funny though.
Yeah, I
fucking missed my fucking mouth, man. Oh, what the fuck was going on there?
Yeah. So look, I think of the most random shit and just search it. So I couldn't even imagine. Like, I'm not saying there's anything bad. It's just really weird.
Yeah.
I don't need to know nobody's Google. I could care less.
I don't give a shit. I mean, listen, if you feel like you need to be checking your girl's stuff or she's,
then you're not in
then you're in the wrong relationship, man. And you got too much fucking spare time.
Yeah,
that was my biggest thing, man. I used to tell I would tell my ex, I don't need to look through your stuff, and she'd be like, "It's because you trust me." I'm like, "No, because I don't want to know. I don't care. I want to focus on where we're going and what we're doing." You know what I mean? If we're on the same boat here, then just fucking move forward. Because if I'm stressed out about what the hell you're doing, man, then nothing's getting done.
Yeah,
I want to get shit done.
Look, and relationships aren't perfect anyways.
People are human.
Your boys are meant to be there to help talk you down to go back to your relationship. A woman has girlfriends, so she can talk shit about you to when you have bad times.
Yeah, that's different though. So
but I'm saying, but you don't got.
When a guy goes and tells his friends, like, dude, you can work it out, man. She's a good girl. When a girl goes talks to her friend, she's like, fuck him.
We're like apes.
Like, fuck him. I'll find me another fucking motherfucker.
Yeah. Well, girl, the other thing I always find about this, I say all the time. I think. There's this thing I used to call free advertising, and I always think women do it way more than men, and you can tell me what you think.
Mm-hmm.
So when you start dating someone, and you always get a group of guys, and somebody will just be like, they'll ask you something like, hey, you having sex with her, you hitting that, whatever. And you're just like, well, yeah. And then the conversation always ends there because you don't want to brag to your friends about how amazing she is or what she does or how great she is, because there's always that little bit of like, I don't want to free advertise for the girl I'm hooking up with. Women, all day long, oh, what was it like? How was he? What did he do this? Did he turn you upside down? And then you go tell all these stories to your girlfriend.
Upside down, damn right.
And then what happens is 6 months later, your girlfriends are hitting up your boyfriend, going, "I heard you do this, and I heard you like that, and blah blah blah." I used to call free advertising, but I think women are way more catty about that stuff.
No, I think I don't know. I don't know.
It's a dangerous thing.
Stay out of the phone. Just stay out of the phone, man.
You'll be better off.
Yeah.
Amy from London, England. Do you guys find that you dream, as I've gotten older, I haven't dreamed as much, but boy, when I take melatonin, my dreams are off to the races.
I had some fucked up dreams Saturday night.
Did you?
Fucked up, dude. I don't know. I was jumping on a bar like Spider-Man. It was so fucking bad. It was so stupid. It was so fucking dumb. And then I was yelling at my boss. I was yelling. There was this guy I worked for at one of the bars. I'm yelling at him. And then my friend Shannon, freaking, who I also work with, she's behind me yelling at the guy too. Tell him to fuck off. And we're like both yelling. And I had no idea why. And then like I realized I'm yelling at him that I don't even work here. I don't understand what's going on. It was the first time I actually had a dream in so long, dude. And it was so fucking weird, man. But whatever. I'm sorry. I don't know what I shared. Whatever.
When I started using red light therapy, my dreams went real, like, I mean, straight dirty.
Straight
dirty. It was crazy. And I was really happy about that. But melatonin, I can't do that because it'll give me dreams about, like, I'm at work. Or I'm a waiter,
really?
And everything's going. I don't sleep. Like you're supposed to have slept, but your dreams go so nuts. I can't. That's too much for me. Like I can't get a good night's sleep if I'm dreaming.
Yeah.
So, Carlos from San Juan, Puerto Rico. This is another doozy coming in. I just went on the worst date ever. She was a man and did not disclose to me in that beginning. I was very surprised.
Wait, what?
This is a good one, Carlos.
Oh my God! Wait.
So I just went on the worst date ever.
Now, is the girl talking?
It's the guy, Carlos.
This guy, Carlos, talking. So guy Carlos is talking. He went on a date.
She turned out to be a man.
She turned out to be.
But he did not disclose that at the beginning. I was very surprised, as you can imagine, when we took our clothes off.
Oh, it got that far?
Not that far.
Oh.
What is a bad date you guys have that maybe
Did he have
on
his junk?
par? That's where
that's where it left off? Oh, that's just fucked up.
That's where he took all the clothes off and he must have
what
been
happened?
like,
did you go through with it?
They sword fought.
Did you sword fight? Did you say mine is bigger than yours? I see your switch is as big as mine. I don't even know how to use it.
I never had anything. I mean, I had bad dates, but nothing like that.
Yeah, Carlos, that's
a crazy one.
How did you not know?
Hey.
Listen, you had to be kissing, right? You had to be pushing up on her like you or him. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know.
Anyway, listen.
I don't have enough experience.
Let's go back to what have I had a bad date? Yes.
Says you have bad. Do you remember?
Yes.
I can't tell my head remember like a really bad. The only bad date I can remember, and this wasn't like a bad one.
Fucked up.
I know, right? I went on a date. I told you I used to take dates to a local place I liked because the way I'd figure out if I like them is how nice they are to the wait staff. If they're nice to the wait staff and they were nice to the bartenders, then I would think that at least it's a good start. And I had a girl walk into a very dive kind of bar, knowing we were going to a dive bar.
Oh, I think you told me this. It was on the other podcast.
She came in a mink.
Yes.
She came in a full mink. And she sat, I'm in a t-shirt and jeans, probably like a Target t-shirt and some jeans.
Yeah.
And she sits down and we're waiting for drinks. And she goes, this is what I hate about the uneducated people who can't go to college or so stupid.
Wow.
I'm going to start waiting for drinks now. And I was like,
wow.
Oh, and I turned and I looked at her and I go, you can pay for your own drink. This date's over.
Yeah.
She's like, what? And threw her fur back on, went storming out of the place. That's the worst one I could think of off the top of my head. I'm sure there was worse.
I've had a lot.
It's just hard to think about. I haven't thought about a date in forever.
I threw up on this girl.
You threw up on her?
Yeah, it was the first date. We went out. Yeah, if we can. I was so nervous. I drank a fifth of like Southern Comfort.
Oh, Southern Comfort.
And then she wanted to go for ice cream.
Oh.
So I had like this Superman ice cream. That was like this rainbow colored ice cream.
Okay.
And she was wearing like this gray like suit dress thing. I don't know if you can. It was like I don't know what it was, but I just remember it was gray. And oh man, I told her she had to move. We're in the backseat of the car. I'm like, you gotta move. And she's like, you're okay. I'm like, no. And I threw up all over. She was nice enough to take me home though and tuck me in the bed. Give me a kiss on my forehead. I was so we never hung out again. That was a pretty bad date. That was on me. That was my fault. Yeah.
Carlos, bad dates happen. I don't know.
I mean, nothing like that though. Listen, I'm going to tell you from just future experience here, buddy. If we can, what I would do is do the hand check. Give it a little pat, little pat. Make sure, watch Crocodile Dundee. Yeah, great movie. Go watch that, and that's fucked up. I don't know what I would. I mean, I would know before I got that far. I would already know.
John from London. This would probably have helped you, Carlos, because John's question would have cleared up a lot for you.
John from London.
John from London.
What's up, John?
John, why does it seem like sending nude pics happens so fast nowadays? I love keeping it spicy, but sometimes I get a nudie before I even get a hello.
Yeah, no, we just talked about this.
I know, we were just talking about this.
We literally
today.
just talked about this today. If you can, yeah.
Before you even get a hi, you get a butthole.
Yeah, I just want to say girls are best as bad as guys.
They so are.
I used to hear women complain all the time about getting dick pics and stuff. Freaking listen, I just want you listen. You women act like you're just as bad.
They're all, yes, 100%. It doesn't even.
You're just as bad. Yeah.
So, but yeah, look.
Whatever. You know what I mean? Listen, I'm going to say, if you can, who doesn't enjoy a surprise picture?
So no, surprise pictures are fantastic. But I think we agreed on this today. Can we at least get a hello and a little bit of but first of all,
a little context?
You could send any picture you want. Totally fine. But don't send that picture first and then a week later be like, how come I'm not girlfriend material? Like because
my first impression was your butthole.
That's where you're. So if you're looking to date somebody, don't send the butthole first.
Yeah, it's build
up to that. If you just want to
build up to the butthole.
Yeah, but if you're just trying to get out there, then send whatever you want. Who cares? But that was the I don't know. I'm not in the dating world. It's you. You know better than I do. Why do people really? People have to be much quicker to send something scandalous, right? That's because. The reality of it is if I had to guess,
you're all bad girls.
You're vying for in the current way that you date now. The challenge is you're talking to somebody, and 100% they're talking to people. And at the end of the day, if you guys make it as a couple, you've beat out the other 5 dudes or 6 chicks chasing that person. So yeah, you've got to bring your A game.
Got to bring your A game.
You bring your A game.
Bring your A game.
So I get it. You got to do what you got to do, but
listen, if there's any men watching, do not send dick pics.
Never
send a dick pic.
If you send a
listen, women, be intelligent. Women like to be talked to a certain way, so make sure you talk to them a certain way. If you don't know how, then get a romance novel and learn. Because you think that women don't like to be talked to a certain way dirty, you're sadly mistaken. Use mind kung fu. Use the words.
Kung fu.
Yeah, use the words. Don't send your fucking ding dong.
Don't send dick pics. That should be a standard thing in dating. You should know. Yes. But this one's a good one too, because this builds into it. How do you guys feel about using pronouns? I have 3 teenagers, and it's a talking point sometimes as I've gotten older. I don't know how I feel about it, and if I'm going on a date, I don't know if someone's going to ask me to use pronouns. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm just going to say it. I don't get any of that shit. First of all, here's what I'd say to all of you out there. Be anybody you want to be. Mm-hmm. I think life is short. Be whoever you want. Love whoever you want.
Except a cat. Don't be a fucking cat.
Be a fucking cat. I don't care. Here's the thing, though.
There's no job.
If you want to be a cat, don't ask me to treat you like a cat because I don't get it. But
nobody's hiring you.
Well, of course.
No.
It's like don't get face tattoos till you get a good job.
Yeah, or own a business.
But I just don't. I mean, people ask me professionally, do I put them up? And I'm like, I think people do whatever they want. I don't know,
man. If you can listen, pronouns are actually, they, them, their, whatever.
There's 70 or 100. There's something like that.
I don't have time.
There's more. How many do you think there are?
People make new ones every day. There's like
I don't have time. I don't have time to worry about your pronouns. I'm going to forget your name anyway.
Wait, I'm making a note. That's episode 9. I'm gonna forget your name anyway.
Yeah, listen, just be happy. I said hi and gave you a high five and shook your hand. I don't know if you can I got too much going on to worry about what your pronouns are. I really do. Listen. They asked me at my job what one of my pronouns to be on my tag, and you know what I told them? I said bro, dude, and man. And they told me no.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I was like, then I don't want any pronouns on my thing. I don't care. My name's Christopher. You know what I mean? I like to know your name. If I get to know your name, that's awesome. If we're going to be called they, them, their, I'm not going to do that because I don't have time to do that. It's not that I'm not. Listen, I'm bullshit. I don't have fucking time. Anyway, go ahead. Next question.
Well, like I said, we both agree. Be whoever you want. It's just when you start demanding people follow these rules, I don't. Yeah. Ooh, Coke Zero time. And we sponsored this moment for a Coke Zero break in the action. Not sponsored at all by them, but if you want, you know where to find us, Coke Zero. Much better. I'll take a Coke Zero. It's much better than regular Coke for sure. Still,
Yeah,
gonna,
I don't.
still gonna kill you all the same.
What's up, Ashley?
All right. Yep. All right. Look at a helping hand there.
I
Thank
never
you,
drink
sir.
soda, but I'm thirsty as hell right now. These lights are hot.
Well, it's the in between air conditioning time. So
Why I'm in a jersey suit.
yeah, now we know.
Jersey tuxedo, bro.
Yeah, that's what it is.
All day,
right.
man.
Daniel from Salt Lake City, Utah.
I would love to go to Utah.
Oh, Utah looks.
Yeah,
awesome.
I would love to go to Utah. There's great some white rafting in Utah and some great trails and hiking in Utah. Love to go to Utah.
All right. Describe your most embarrassing professional job moment. I got caught hooking up with my boss, and guess what? Now I'm
Fired.
the one without the job.
Yeah, fired. Guess what? You're fired.
And by the way, Daniel, I'm guessing is a guy. So well, I'm just
So
gonna.
Daniel got hooked up with his boss.
I guess must
which
have
is
been
a
a female
guy?
boss. I don't know. It didn't matter, but I would just
I guess it
assume.
doesn't matter.
But yeah.
Did
So
you get in trouble for not saying their pronouns?
I don't know. He might have been.
Maybe.
What if
I
you
don't
had a
know.
lot of pronouns to say during the middle of sex? It get
Right.
really confusing.
What
Oh, they,
do you
them,
say?
here, she. I don't even know what your name
I don't even
is.
know what your name is. Take that, they, them.
See, my story from last week where I called the wrong name. Look, I thought about this.
Oh,
as a
it's so
comedian.
funny.
I thought about this as a comedy bit one time. If you had sex with someone who was they, them, is it really a threesome?
It's so funny.
I really thought about that.
It's so funny. Yeah, I don't know. That's so funny.
So
That's funny.
they hooked up with their boss and they lost their job. Yes, that's embarrassing because probably everybody knows it. But I don't.
That's a
ever,
great story to get fired, bro.
ever do everything.
Whatever.
Anything embarrassing into work? You ever?
Did I ever do anything embarrassing? Never.
Never.
Never done anything embarrassing at
Are
work.
you a virgin?
I am a virgin. Yes.
Oh,
Immaculate conception. Never did anything at work. Ever.
Oh.
In any of my jobs.
never. Dina from Fargo, North Dakota. My kids get in trouble sometimes. They're both boys and they're both teenagers. Nothing too crazy, but is it normal for kids to get in trouble? And how do you punish a kid nowadays when there's no real way to punish them? Well,
What?
take their phone away.
I mean, there's no real way to punish them. There's like thousands of ways to punish them.
I think take the phone away is probably the best one.
Well,
But we'll get the
No,
young person's idea in a minute.
I'm a physical father. So if
Are you
met-
breaking the belt out?
No.
Oh, I was going to
No,
say, I
I'm
remember
making you
those
dig a
days.
hole.
Oh, there you go.
I'm going to make you dig a hole. I'm going to make you do some yard work. I'm going to make you do some manual labor. You know, so stuff that you hate and you're going to hate it. You're going to hate it. I'm going to make you do manual labor. I'm going to make you rake the grass, mow the grass, you know, go help the neighbor, you know, do something in their yard, clean up some sticks, whatever it is. It's because listen, manual labor is the best way to reprogram the mind. You know, because once you do it, you're like, you know, perfect example. Like I told you about my son. When he was rude to my parents and he was rude to me, I made him dig a hole. It was 2 by 2 by 2. And then when he was done, I made him fill it back in and put the grass on top. And he was like, "Are you kidding me?" And he was so
that
upset.
would break my spirit.
Dude, he was so upset that I made him fill the hole back up. And I looked at him. I said, "Listen, understand something to me right now. Every time you mess up and you disrespect my parents, your grandparents, and me like that, that hole will get bigger because the mistakes you're making are bigger. So there's accountability, right? So now, if you mess up, that hole becomes twice as big as it is before. So, and I'll tell you what, right there, to this day, this kid's gonna be 26 in June. He will not hang up the phone first."
I've never heard that one, but that's a legit solid one. That's a good one.
Dude.
Kudos to you.
Yeah, dude.
Good
No,
one.
you know, so when you take a child and you make them do something, and listen, they can sit there and say they're not going to do it. That's fine. You know, they can sit outside and wait until it's done. You know, they can sit in their room doing nothing until it's done. Like the follow through. It's not even like, I guess, because listen, here's the thing. Here's the key thing about being a parent. And I mean this. So if you follow through at least 2 or 3 times, right? Actually follow through with the punishment that you say you're going to do. By the 4th time, you're not going to have to tell them again because they're going to realize that you're serious. You know, you're going to take the phone, you're going to take the TV, you're going to take time away from whatever they enjoy doing and make them do something they don't enjoy. So once they realize there's accountability for their actions, they're not going to do it again. The problem is that we as parents don't follow through. And the first, that's the biggest thing, right? We're like, it becomes work then for us, and we are too busy, you know? So here's something you have to understand. The first 5 years of the child being raised is where you set the personality of the child, right? So if you want your child to be kind, you want your child to be appreciative and work hard, then you need to instill that in the first 5 years of that child's whole process and personality, right? After that first 5 years, you're just trying to fix all the mistakes you made with that child after that.
Yeah.
And I'm not making it up. That's child psychology. Like freaking. So the first 5 years, the personality is being created, right? So after that, you're dealing with that personality till they have puberty, right? Then it's a whole different thing going on there, right? There's a whole different chemical hormones going on. The brain's at a different reset. It's a whole different level of things. But if you do the work from the time they're 1 till they're 11, it's not so hard to deal with them as teenagers. Like my son was hard from the time he was like 8 to 11. That's when he was his rebellious stage. He was testing his borders. He wanted to see how far he could push mom and dad, And because we shut those borders down and made them very apparent that you were not allowed to do this, this is where we're at. If you do this, these are the consequences. When he became a teenager, he was a good kid. All he did was his sports and go to school. So that's what it comes down to. So it comes down to actually doing the follow through of being a parent, and not just because the kids will call your bluff. They will call your fucking bluff. They will be like, yeah, right. Let's see you do it. You know what I mean? And they'll act like they'll pretend they're playing along, just enough to you go, it's okay, go ahead.
I know. When we'd punish my son, I'd always get the word back where my mom would go, he doesn't think you're going to follow through with it, right?
Exactly.
She always would say that. So he got in trouble because he fucked up at school. Oh, home slice over there.
Yeah.
And I took away his most favorite thing in the world, and I told him I was going to be gone for the entire semester until I saw a better report. Mm-hmm. And the end of the semester is Friday, and I did not fucking cave.
Good. So good, man. Listen, it teaches you responsibility because you have to be accountable for your actions.
Absolutely.
The biggest thing that we're missing, especially this younger generation of adults, is accountability for their actions. They think they can say whatever they want, do whatever they want, and there's no accountability for their actions, because nobody taught them that, if you open your mouth too much, you might get your teeth knocked out.
Well, that's hiding behind your computer and stuff. Yeah, people think
they can say whatever they want, man. There's no accountability behind it, and sometimes
there's consequences. All right, and so just to give you a heads up, we do these episodes and they move.
What, are we almost done?
We got about 10 minutes left, brother, and we are done.
Fuck,
I know.
This is my highlight of my week. Honest to God, it's
the most fun we look at.
Yeah, I look forward to doing this every week. So thank you guys for watching and paying attention and being a part of it, man. It's freaking amazing.
Yeah.
All right, so let's try to bang out 2 more questions.
All right, we got a couple more. The little short ones would be good. Kofi from Ghana, new country.
Ghana, huh?
Ghana. It's
Shout out to Ghana.
I believe it's Accra, Ghana. So I apologize if I said it wrong. But Kofi wants to know, what conspiracy theory do you secretly believe in? I think the Earth is flat. Kofi.
Wait, you do?
Kofi
does.
No, Kofi does.
Kofi, don't.
Not me.
Don't tell people that.
Kofi.
Don't. Kofi, stop telling people
Kofi,
that.
the Earth.
Don't. It is round, bro.
It's round, brother.
If it was, there's no way it's flat.
I just saw in the news they took all those flat earthers. A guy paid
it was
$300,000. It was $300,000 a piece, and he took 6 of them. The world's biggest flat earther people, and they have this thing that the sun does a certain thing in Antarctica, or whatever. And the guy paid for the whole trip, flew them all down there, let them set up all their experiments, and they all were filmed it live on TikTok and shit, and they had to admit that the Earth is round.
Yeah,
broke their hearts.
Yeah, well, it's man, the Earth is round. Don't tell people that, bro. What's one of the conspiracy theories?
Do you believe in any conspiracy theories? There's a lot that are real. So look, the Kennedy I don't know the Kennedy thing. I think yesterday they came out and said NBC has news that they have him walking next to the car. I
don't know.
There's cover-ups everywhere. I just don't. Do you think we landed on the moon?
Do I think we landed on the moon?
Yeah. Do you ever hear that?
Yeah, I don't know, but I see.
That's a tough one, right?
It's a tough one, right? Because here's my thing about that, right? Is that there's a certain part of Pennsylvania where I lose cell phone signal, right? And yet I'm supposed to believe these motherfuckers call from space. Was that 65, 55 or something like that? Call from space and we're like, yo, first step on the moon, bro. like we did it, man. We did it. You know what I mean? I don't know. But at the same point in time, we have moon rocks, right? I don't know.
Well, the actual Neil Armstrong, I think it was him or I think Glenn, whoever the guy was, gave a moon rock to the prime minister of, it might be the Netherlands.
Yeah.
And it was petrified wood. No. Yeah, true story. So the weird thing is I think we landed on the moon for this and only this reason. I don't know how you could keep that many people from keeping a secret for that long.
Yeah.
But NASA has come out years ago and admitted that a lot of the footage is fake.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have good footage.
Well, yeah. How would you have a camera up there?
So they faked parts of shooting it to make it,
I don't know.
But so it doesn't help.
Not to change the subject here. about the whole conspiracy thing. Listen, believe what you want to believe.
Ooh, okay,
is
that's
what
a
it
good setup.
But somebody remind us, we got fucking Matteo yet.
Oh, we're gonna end the episode. All right, here's how we
We got fucking Matteo.
Okay.
So let's round this all back. Let's go back.
So-
Little quick roundup.
So this will bring us to the end of the episode.
Yes, Matteo, right?
By the way, this is how we should really do episodes, right? We should lead in with the cool story.
Yeah, and then
deliver it at the end.
Deliver at the end, right? Tell us, thank you for the
Look at
person.
us.
Thank you for the person who
By the
reminded us
way,
about Matteo.
thank you, whoever. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for that. 'Cause
Shout out whoever you are.
distracted. Yeah.
I would have went right through this episode
Right,
and
and not
totally
told
forgot.
anybody.
You would have called me tonight and be like, "What
Fucking
happened?"
Mateo. So listen. Let's go back here.
All right.
Wait. So Mateo got his babysitter knocked out.
Yeah.
So we've been trying to figure out what happened with the kid, the whole deal, right?
Yeah.
So we got to.
So I'll start
Mateo
here.
actually heard us talking about him.
Yes, because he listened to podcasts.
That's fucking
he
cool.
He submitted a question.
What's up, Mateo?
Mateo,
Thanks for having the balls to say something, bro.
It wasn't a big, long email back, but this is what it said. All right. So do you want to guess how old he was?
16.
It was 16.
16. Yeah.
16, got her pregnant, didn't tell the parents. She had the baby, never told the parents, and when he became 18, started dating her, and his whole family thinks it's his stepkid. Wow. Yep, and they got together and married and have the kid, but everybody in his family thinks it's a stepkid. It's a stepkid. Wow. That's the only way he can explain that how old
That's
the kid is.
fucked up though, because fucking that kid thinks that you're not his real dad. And
Yes.
fucking the family's not.
That's what I went.
Grandpa aren't the real kid
Yes.
or the real grandparent.
Yeah,
Fuck,
that's
fucked
I
up.
know.
How old's the babysitter when he knocked her up?
Oh, he didn't put it in there, but I mean, you
Well,
figure,
definitely, obviously older.
well,
Probably
she's
like,
probably got to be in her 20s. I mean, if
I would
I'm
think in
just
her
playing a
20s.
game, in the 20s,
yeah, I would say 20, 20, 23.
Could be illegal.
So,
Well, yeah,
it was a minor. Well,
According to this, it happens in Italy all the time.
well, I was going to say
Yeah.
Italy might be
It
12
might be a
for
different
all
thing.
I know.
Yeah,
14.
that's crazy. So wow. Well, good luck with
He
that,
said he just turned 16. His parents, his birthday was something close to their anniversary. They went out, got her pregnant, and they just decided they liked each other, and I think she was like a neighbor. And so they have the kid. Everyone thinks it's a step, but of course, my only thing is Matteo. I gotta ask one another. There's probably a million questions in a lot of episodes we'll cover Matteo's life, but to your point, the first one is: does the kid think you're the stepfather?
Well, obviously, he has to.
Has to, right?
Has to, right?
And two, who the fuck's not gonna realize the kid looks like you eventually?
No, well, I don't know.
So I wonder, you know what I mean? So if you write us back, Matteo, and then how old you are now, because I'm kind of curious, like where the story, like maybe I get a family photo of him.
Matteo, don't send us a family.
No,
photo.
no,
we keep your
it's all
secrets to
good.
yourself. You told us enough, man. Listen, Matteo, thank you for your time. You know what I mean? Thanks for sharing your story. Listen, I'm sure you're probably a great father.
Matteo,
I mean,
look, Matteo bringing it home.
yeah, bring it home, Matteo. Like that's cool, man. Listen, if you want to do it as a follow up, you can. You know what I mean? But if you wanted my psychological opinion about all that, man, I would definitely get it out of the open before the kid gets too old. Right?
Yeah, that's why I want to know.
Yeah, like I would definitely get it out in the open before the kid gets too old. You're already an adult. It's already it's water under the bridge. And if your parents are like anything like most grandparents are, they're gonna love that kid no matter what.
No matter what.
They'll be a little upset at first, but then they're gonna be grateful that kid's part of their lives and actually a general part of the family. So, and not to ask my advice, but my advice would be to you before he gets too old, nip it in the bud now. Yeah, because it'd be easier for him to handle psychological wise, younger than it will be when he's older, because he's gonna feel like you guys lied to him and you were embarrassed of him. That you couldn't stand up and be like, he's not gonna understand it from the aspect that you were young, when you made that choice. And that's till he's older anyway. So if I was you, to get rid of all that psychological damage while they're still young, be like, yo, just so you know, this is your grandkid. Me and her mess around, but we're together, and this is just what it is. It is what it is. Because I guarantee you, I give you my word, man, they're going to be a little upset, and then they're going to be loving you and the kid, and they're going to accept it. So it is what it is, right?
I actually don't think there's a better way or a better piece of advice to end any episode we had. That was spot on, perfect.
Thank you.
It was. Hey, it was beautiful. That was good.
Man.
That was solid.
Yeah, dude.
All right. So outside that, advice unfiltered is fucking bringing families back together. That's what we're doing to prevent future disasters in the home for his kids' poor mental
Get people
health.
to move away.
Yeah, we're just helping you out.
Listen,
all right.
Should we do a disclaimer real quick, just to keep this all in mind?
Yes.
Listen, we are not professionals.
Not professional.
Not professionals. We are doing this for pure entertainment.
Pure
fun.
entertainment only.
All of our experience is just through life experience. So
Yes.
so when I give you this advice, please just think it through. Don't freaking. You know what I mean? Like,
his advice was solid, though. You should do that.
It was a solid advice.
Yes, that was best advice of the day.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, with that being said, episode 9 is coming to the wrap. So, huge thank you, guys. We are trending. We're heading in the right direction. Website is, just as a reminder, is adviceunfiltered.com.
Adviceunfiltered.com.
You can learn more about us. You can click on every episode. You can follow us on social media. The site will get better and better with merch and things to come. But hey, had to take that first step. Tomorrow on the website, you'll be able to find the P.O. box. So if you guys want to send anything in, and we'll also be linking the books.
Oh, that's right. We have a P.O. box.
Yes, we have a P.O. box. You can mail us stuff.
You can mail us stuff.
The addresses will be on the website, and then you can also order books. If you want to order my man's best-selling book, you'll find how to do that.
Yeah, thank you for everybody that's been buying that stuff.
Yeah, so awesome to you guys. So as I always say before Chris closes us out, we could not get this far without you. I appreciate all of you. I appreciate the shared universe for always hosting us.
Shout out to
fantastic. The little dude who comes and just chimes in every now and then. And I want to say thank you to my co-host as always. He's the man.
You're the man, bro.
So there it is.
Let's do it again. Do it
again. But we appreciate you. We love you guys. And on to Chris.
Yeah. Listen, as he said, we appreciate all of you. You're not fans of us. You're friends. We appreciate all the love and support. The more you share, the more you care. And the more you pass this stuff on and subscribe, it just makes the show bigger and better. And, eventually we'll have hosts and guests and stuff and all that stuff on there. And as Tony said on our website, you'll be able to submit video questions, and we will be able to put the video questions up. So you'll be able to see yourself on our show, which is pretty freaking cool.
It's awesome.
Yeah, which is pretty cool, asking the questions. So make sure they're appropriate.
Make sure they're not for fun.
Make sure you have clothes on when you ask the questions.
By the way, this is the fun of me getting all the emails. I'm like, oh, you want to see some cool videos?
Make sure you keep the clothes on. But yeah, as always, man. Listen, we appreciate you. We love you, and we believe in you. As always, we believe in the best in you. I am Christopher David. That's Tony Rodriguez, and we are Advice Unfiltered.